Sir Ronan, loser means you had something and then you lost it. Yung you didn't have something and then you still don't have something.
Oh.
Ano
Medyo
tama?
malapit din si
Actually,
Kibuloy.
actually, pag bumabanat
Si
ako,
Kibuloy din.
medyo hindi halata. Pero si Big Arm, parang halata yung kanyang banat eh.
Mine is very technical, very my graph, my reference point.
Pero alam mo, isang problema ni BBM, kumpara sa ibang presidente, kumbaga at this time, no, at this time ay kumpara kay siya lamang ang medyo hindi ganun kataas. Kumpara halimbawa kay FBR, kumpara halimbawa kay Pinoy, kumpara kay Digong,
Kaya Digong
no?
yan.
Ang medyo lamang lang siya kay Kwan eh, kay Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, di ba?
Lahat naman, pati si Romualdez.
Ah, so dapat wake up call din yan kay PBBM. Ibig sabihin, kahit hindi ganun kalaki yung binaba niya kumpara kay Vice President Sara, ah, he's also not in a good place, 'di ba? Lalo na in terms of endorsing power, no? So kailangan din niya mag-ayos.
So, baka nag-mutual destruction lang sila, hindi ba? I mean, they kind of destroyed each other, right? Nangyari yung...
Well, partly. Pero ang problema kasi, ang daming mga sinasabi ni PBBM sa, halimbawa, yung dalawa niyang SONA, pero wala namang implementation. Di ba? Halimbawa, itong kanyang banat sa mga kartel, na ngayon ay dinadala na rin ni Speaker, pero parang, nasaan yun? Nasaan yung offensive mo sa mga cartels? No? Ikalawa, food inflation is still very high. Di ba? Yun ang mahalaga sa mga tao, yung sikmura eh. We have the highest self-rated poverty in almost 2 decades. So, kailangan may gawin ka, di ba? Where's the beef? Di ba? Yun ang tanong, where's the beef?
Where's the bigas?
Pinagmamalaki natin, we're the
20
fastest
peso
growing
bigas.
economy, the fastest growing economy in the region. So where is it, no? Yun yung problema. Kaya nagiging vulnerable sila sa mga atake. Lalo na dito sa budget na ito. Na inamin naman ng Malacanang, kailangan nilang ayusin para dun sa mga unconstitutional provisions. Ibig sabihin, inamin ng Malacanang na may unconstitutional provisions yung budget. So, ayusin nila, no? Baka kinakailangan nila ng better coordination with the different branches of government. No, baka kinakailangan nilang at the very least to pump prime key elements of the economy para at least bumaba naman yung food inflation. Dahil sikmura yan eh. Sikmura yan eh. So, yun. Kaya, yes, mas dramatic ang pagbaba ng Vice President. Pero, hindi rin ganun kaganda yung ratings ng presidente. No?
Mark,
Ano na compared to other presidents?
since nagpa-popcorn si Ronald dahil nag-mutually destruction yung itong dalawa na yan. Mark, shoutout kay speaker. Mark, hindi kita
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Shoutout
Kay Speaker Martin.
BBM. No, Mark.
Romualdez.
First, pag-usapan natin. Mark, are you surprised by where the Dutertes are finding themselves? Again, hindi natin sinasabi na tapos ng usapan. But remember, a year ago, we were talking about Baste stepping up to the plate. A few months ago, people were talking about 3 Dutertes running for Senate. Ngayon, wala. Medyo numbers are not really good in the House of Duterte, right? And if there's one thing I'm gonna say to Ronald in response, I'll build on that later on, is, well, the difference is BBM still is in charge of everything, right? He's still the commander-in-chief. He still has the levers of power. Sara lost DepEd. Sara is so marginalized. She has all of this Damocles sword over her, and her approval, her only thing that she could have leaned on, which is the political cabinet, was also going away. So I think at least you can say BBM has a very huge fallback, which is the state machinery, right? Which Sara doesn't have at this point. Mark, are you surprised by how things are going? Or maybe you see it differently from us?
Hindi, definitely malaki yung binaba. Tama yung sinabi ni Sir Ronald. Kasi hindi natin siya narinig magsalita nung eleksyon eh. We have no idea kung anong klaseng politiko ito, anong temperament nito. Wala tayong idea. Alam lang natin anak ni Digong, alam lang natin kung ano yung ginagawa sa Davao, tinutuloy niya, kung ano man yung ginagawa ni Digong doon. Pero when under pressure, nung yung tao niya ay tatapon na sa correctional or ilalagay na Doon lumabas kung anong klaseng ano yung temperament niya na pagka unstable kumbaga para sa isang leader, ang hirap asahan sa mga mabibigat na sitwasyon, sa mga under pressure na situation. Siguro malaking factor 'yun. Yung mga ibang tao, lalo na yung hindi naman masyadong updated sa DDS at sa mga nakita nila yung medyo na turn off sila doon sa side na yun ni Sara kasi it's unbecoming of a vice president at bihira na nga natin siyang marinig magsalita. Nung nagsalita pa siya, doon pa lumalabas yon. Tapos maririnig mo yung mga Mary Grace Piatos na yan at lahat ng mga na yan. Kaya definitely malaki yung binaba nitong kay Sara. Pero ito kasi yun hanggat walang ipantatapat, hanggat walang pwedeng tumapat, delikado pa rin kasi nga hanggang ngayon si Rafi Tulfo lang ang one on one or wala pang. So hindi enough yung mahila lang pababa si Sara, kailangan meron ding umangat or meron ding tumaas na that could malagpasan yung level ng mga Duterte.
Or Mark, kailangan pa hilain pa lalo sa baba.
Sabay dapat kasi it could only go so far.
Si Ronald, yung hilain na talaga. Ronin, ikat na Ron.
Yes.
So Mark, what do you have to say naman about Secretary Llamas bashing our beloved president? Ang president natin hindi daw popular, hindi magaling, yung kanyang budget ay sablay. Mark, hindi ba nakaka-hurt yung mga sinasabi? Hindi ba
ang
stabilize
ko naman sinasabi? Hindi dapat hayaan ng government na ang mag-play ng narrative is yung DDS. Ang nangyayari kasi ngayon yung DDS yung nagko-control kung ano yung tapos naging reactive lang minsan Dapat kung ano yung magagandang nagagawa ng government ngayon, which is meron naman, which is nakikita ko naman may mga magagandang proyekto naman, don't i-hammer.
Mark, just to clarify, ano po yung magandang proyekto aside from yung mga flood control na hindi gumana and all?
yung sa mga beneficiary sa agriculture, yung tawag dito, yung mga beneficiaries ng agrarian reform, tsaka yung mga tulong sa mga farmers and fisher folks, mga ganon, tsaka yung 4PH. And definitely yung
sa mga na-collect na basura, di ba? Di ba, Mark, yung mga na-collect na basura, yung mga nilinis na kalsada, whatever.
Even itong mga pogo na to, and hindi kasi yun nga even itong sa pogo at itong sa Quadcom, dapat mo i-hammer nila na hindi, tough kami sa illegal drugs, kaya nga Quadcom nahuli namin yan. Kumbaga it's how you hindi dapat yung kabilang side yung nagko-control ng narrative. Pero definitely yung sinabi ni Sir Ronald na food inflation at yung ginagawa ngayon sa Congress na Quintacom sana nga same energy as Quadcom yung pagdating dito sa mga food price manipulators at mga smugglers.
Ang sayang kasi na parang with the Quadcom hearings, with the Senate hearings, parang nailagay mo naisandal mo na sa pader yung mga Duterte. Nung sumulpot itong budget na may mga unconstitutional provisions, na merong napakaraming pork barrel, na napakaraming unprogrammed funds, mga lump sums, na bago yung narrative. No? Parang imbis na yung impeachment, imbis na yung criminal cases, imbis na yung Damocles swords, imbis na yung mga expose ni Guban at saka ni Taguba, etc. tungkol sa drug smuggling, napunta ngayon dito. At sa ngayon, hindi lang mga DDS ang bumabanat. Meron kang mga Shelo Magno, meron kang Justice Carpio, meron kang Heidi Mendoza. Ngayon, yung mga dating cabinet secretary naglabas ng statements, tapos mga ex-generals naglabas ng statement, tapos yung clergy against corruption, sila Father Robert, sila Father Flaby, definitely hindi ito mga DDS mga anti-DDS ito ngayon. So nadadivert ngayon yung attention dito na hindi sana nangyari. Dahil very clear naman pag mas mataas yung DPWH sa DepEd, clearly unconstitutional yun. Di ba? Bakit? Paano nangyari yun?
Unless they mumbo jumbo how they count budget na hindi lang DepEd.
Wala ba nagbabasa ng konstitusyon? No, parang ganun lang eh. Mga kwento eh, mga pwede sanang naiwasan ng mga problema. Yun lang yung kaya medyo naasar ako dahil dapat ang focus na natin impeachment eh. Dapat ang focus na natin ICC. Dapat ang focus na natin yung criminal cases laban sa mga Duterte. Sa ngayon, medyo nagbago yung tono and it's not only because of the DDS. No? Yung ganun. Parang anong tawag mo? Big R, may complementarity. Nagko-complement.
Medyo nag-mutual destruction nga. Medyo,
Parang,
uh,
parang nagko-complement, di ba? So yun yung problema.
competitive. Kumbaga. No, actually,
Oo.
that's very important one, Sir Ronald, because, okay, so are we saying here na baka nga BBM might put himself in a position whereby he actually may end up the biggest loser because A, he's distracting people from all of itong mga kababalagan ng mga Duterte. At the same time, of course, the buck stops with the president. Sara now, dito naman yung advantage ni Sara because she's not in control of anything. She cannot also be blamed for any of these billions of anomalies or questionable practices, di ba? So dito, actually, what you're saying is BBM is also very vulnerable.
Yeah, dahil itong survey na ito, ang field work nito was November, 'di ba? So yung susunod na survey, probably January or February, baka ang tamaan naman yung presidente. Paano papasok na itong usapin sa AKAP, sa ayuda? Papasok na yung usapin dito sa budget. Papasok na itong usapin sa PhilHealth, etc. Papasok na itong mga batikos from different sides, hindi lang galing sa mga Duterte. So kailangan mag-ingat sila dahil baka sa next survey tamaan naman si presidente, no? Yun yung
Well, he's
unless
already very low na. Do you think na pwede pa ba siya mag-hemorrhage? He's only at 48% approval. That's really low for a president. What else can
sabi ko nga that's only the higher than GMA. No, which is
which is
not which is not a
which
good
is
place.
very attainable, which is
Oo. So, kailangan meron silang gawing something dramatic, no? Kaya nga ngayon ay nagkakaroon ng mga factional fight within the government, no? Within itong labanan ngayon sa cabinet ay hindi lang mga kwanto mga ex DDS members ng hindi lang ito usapin ni Kerr, no? Usapin na ito ng two high-ranking officials sa gobyerno ni BBM ang nagbabakbakan. Yung isa ay anti dun sa isa, no? At sinasabi niya itong isang high-ranking na ito ay kabawasan kay PBBM, no? Yung isa naman, ang banat naman dito sa isa na gumagatong ay eh questionable yung links nito sa mga Arroyo, sa mga Duterte, no? Kaya dapat wag pakinggan. Ganun na yung level ng bakbakan sa loob, Kung ito ay
Sir Ronald, meron ito dati, no? But now it's coming back with the
pero ngayon ito ay lumalabas na, no? Ito ay nagsisimula na lumabas dahil tumitindi nga eh. At involved yung kanilang mga asawa. Involved yung kanilang mga asawa.
Mahirap na pag ano na.
So, pag ito ay sumabog na talaga na full-blown, ang tatamaan dyan yung presidente. Ang tatamaan dyan yung presidente. Kaya, yun yung isang bagong variable dito. Medyo nag-i-scale up yung away ng mga high-ranking officials within the Marcos government.
But this is what I've been saying, Sir Ronald, right? Kung wala kang center of gravity, others will step in. A lot of the fight we're saying is because others are stepping in. Digong is stepping in, Arroyo was stepping in, the whole Tambaloslos thing. Now you're saying within cabinet. All of this sign point in one direction, no? Walang center of gravity, right? Walang decisive leadership at the very top. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. Sorry, Mark, for saying this. No, I'm just kidding. No, but sorry, Mark, I'm sinusutil ka namin because we want to be fair, but yun ang parati namin sinasabi medyo nakakapos kami, and actually this is dangerous for the president if he continues to allow the status quo to continue. So Sir Ronald didn't name names, but I think people can put 2 plus 2 and figure out sino mga figures na yan. Now, hindi ito clue wala akong sinasabi. But Sir Ronald, I heard na the position of the Speaker of the House apparently is not as sure as people were presuming it to be. That the lieutenant is, after all, not really the right hand or the left hand. That he could be a spare hand. Is that true, Sir Ronald? And some would say that maybe that could be part of a reconciliation deal whereby Sara would say, kung matanggal itong tao na to, baka naman we can bury the hatchet
Mahirap,
now.
too much assassination plots under
Medyo,
the
medyo,
under the
yeah.
bridge para magkaayusan, no? Kaya medyo mahirap, no? Pero ayun nga, some people are still trying, no? Kung makita mo yung Christmas greeting ni Vice President Sara, medyo nagbago. Medyo bagamat it sounded very hypocritical, no? Medyo nag-backpedal siya. He was talking about a very Christmassy message, no? Pero after nung kanyang message before that, na hindi ako magpapatawad, hindi ako nakakalimot hanggang libingan, parang mahirap na paniwalaan yung kanyang Christmassy message. No? Kahit anong gawin mo, yung Christmassy message mo won't be enough para pagtakpan yung mga nasabi mo na. At ang problema, at this point, pag may nasabi ka na, lumabas na yan sa sa social media, mahirap na yan burahin, no? Kaya yun yung nangyayari ngayon. Pero medyo revealing yon na for the first time, medyo nag-soften siya. Kahit medyo hypocritical ang dating, no? Kung narinig mo yung kanyang Christmas message, parang first time mo siya nakitang
Kasama si dad niya, di ba? Kasama si Digong, di ba? May event sila sa Davao kanina. Ay,
kaya yun, I'm sure it won't work. No? I'm sure it won't work. Pero ayun, you can appreciate the attempt at
ako naman,
hypocrisy.
I mean, Sir Ron, never naman ano po? Never naman nagkakulang sa civility post barbarism ang mga kaibigan natin diyan. Mark, balikan kita dito. So, ako kasi I call BBM the biggest survivor kasi nakailan ng assassination sa kanya, jokingly or maybe no joke. And ako naman, part of me wonders if he can still bleed support in a sense that he has lost so much support already in Mindanao and all of that. And I wonder, short of of a total political crisis or economic meltdown, how much more he can lose. Ang concern ko kasi dito is maybe Sara still has more to lose because she still has 80% in Mindanao. She has still over 50% in Visayas. And medyo magbo-rock bottom na siya dito sa NCR. But anyway, I mean, how do you see the BBM angle, Mark? You're free to disagree with Ronald. I encourage you.
Paano BBM angle, sorry? Na
What is your read on BBM? Actually, BBM could be in trouble right now. Lalong-lalo na hindi na piatas ang issue ngayon, PhilHealth ng issue ngayon 'di ba? Budget ng issue ngayon Marami tayong kilala na kaibigan natin for good governance. They're all talking about military, parang they're even hoping that the military will step in like wait, like let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Hindi ko naman nakikita masyado na in trouble. Yung sinasabi ni Sir Ronald, definitely there's always the danger na kumbaga bumaba yung kanyang approval ratings and with all the commotion going on at kung di niya ma-actionan yung mga ibang problema na Pero pag sa military, I don't think na meron in danger at this point. Ang punto naman dito yung 2028 Yun naman ang labanan diyan kung sino ang mauupo sa 2028 kasi yun lang naman ang danger talaga para sa kanila na mapigilang makabalik sa Malacanang yung mga Duterte. Kasi pag yun ang nangyari, 'di ba? Yun talaga ang danger para sa kanilang lahat. Doon talaga. Pero yung ngayon, yung mga issues ngayon, 'di ba? Kumbaga corruption issues lahat naman may ganyan namang every naman may bagong lumalabas na ganitong issue, may bagong lumalabas na tapos after some time makakalimutan din ng Pilipino. Ganoon naman kadalasan ang issue naman dito is yung sa 2028 talaga. Kung ano yung plano nila, how to prevent Sara from running, if hindi nila mapigilan si Sara, sinong pwedeng itapat para matalo si Sara. I think yun naman Yung sa approval rating, syempre it would help kung matatapos niya yung term niya na mataas. So, yun nga, better communication, tapos tutukan yung mga project na malapit sa sikmura. Pero other than that, I think, safe naman, matatapos naman niya siguro.
Thank you, candidate number 24 for that answer.
27.
Magaling sumagot. Ronald, magaling si Mark, no? Parang wala siya na-criticize. Parang love, Mark. Alam ko sinusutil kita, but actually that's a compliment, Mark. That's a skill. Wala si Ronald ng ganyan. Si Ronald yung opposite.
Minana ko yan sa tatay ko.
Hindi.
I got that from my tatay.
Medyo iba yung sa tatay mo, hindi ko makaya. Medyo sumabay.
Dubai. Si tatay Dubai. Oo.
Diplomacy,
Abu Dhabi.
diplomacy is not
Abu
my
Dhabi pala.
strong point, Richard. Diplomacy is not my strong point.
Buti nga diplomacy lang eh. My worries even more than that. But Sir Ronald, oo nga eh. Actually, if you're BBM also, you have to be to worry. So yung sinasabi ko na strength niya, which is he can lean on the state machinery.
Halimbawa,
it's
just
not
now, no?
always-
Just now, the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association just invited President Digong dun sa kanilang Christmas dinner, no? Medyo kanya na. Medyo hindi maganda yan, ha? The PMA Alumni Association, no? So it's a political statement.
Interesting, no? Yeah.
It's a political statement, no? Kaya kailangan pa ng kailangan pa ng puspusang trabaho. Ako, tingin ko rin ay hindi naman matithreaten si PBBM ng something extra constitutional between now and 2028. Dahil the military won't support any extrajudicial project against the president na suportado ng China. And for now, dalawa lang naman yung nagbubungguan, yung pro-China at pro-US. Kaya clearly may hirapan. Any attempt to trigger a mutiny or a coup, either through people power, uprising, etc., I doubt kung magsasucceed at this point. At this point, no? Pero yung gulo ay nakaamba. Yung gulo ay nakaamba, no? Lalo na kung bubuksan mo o gagawin mong vulnerable ang sarili mo. Gagawin mong vulnerable, no? Si Digong kasi umabot ng 93% dati, no? Buti naman maraming nakarealize na nabudol tayo. Kaya bumaba na yan dramatically by at least half. Pero half is still very strong, no? Half of that
Especially
is,
kung mahina yung kabila rin or walang alternative.
Oh.
Tama rin si Mark eh. It's not about...
kung wala kang strong leadership, no? At yung ibang mga kaalyado mo ay very ginagawa kang vulnerable, ay delikado ka. Nung naging vulnerable si GMA for corruption, nagkaroon ng several coup attempts laban sa kanya. Yung military, yung mga junior officers. And a failed mutiny, a failed coup can be as damaging as a successful one. No? Yun yung delikado. Kaya ingat sila. Ingat sila. Dahil ito yung first time na mayroong superpower na kinakampihan yung kalaban mo. No? Ngayon lang nangyari yan. Kaya wag mong i-underestimate yung kalaban mo. Sino ba may-ari ng TikTok? No? Gaano karaming Pilipino ang mas inclined sa TikTok kaysa sa YouTube, no? At yan yung mga variables na bago kumpara dun sa mga previous government katulad nung napaka-unpopular na gobyerno ni Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, no?
So in short, Sir Ronald, you're saying the room for mistake is less now kasi ang daming mga minefields potentially at saka points of
Yes. Lalo na kung wala kang mga political strategies, tacticians, operators na
katulad ni
mag-guide sa'yo sa minefield. Diba? Yun yung problema, no?
Sir, parang alam mo naghanap ng pension yung isa dyan. Mark,
ang sinasabi, tama lahat ng sinabi ni Sir Ronald eh. Pero para sa akin what is happening now with TikTok, kung ano yung nangyari nung 2015, 2016 sa Facebook groups, parang ganun eh. Parang ganun yung, pero this time mangyayari mostly sa TikTok. At nagsisimula nang mangyari ngayon and it will ramp up even more going to 2028. So yun ang...
Yeah, I agree. TikTok is the new big thing. I think all of us agree on that in terms of... Kasi YouTube, you go, Sir Ronald, go for like to sit down 1 hour. Pero yung mga 10 seconds na boom, 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 TikTok talaga yan eh. So this
Baka dapat iba na ni BBM. Maybe he needs to do something outrageous na gano'n.
Banda sa US saka Canada eh.
Oh, like
Oo.
all he has to do is to just ask TikTok to put the data centers in the Philippines instead of China for national security, and obviously they'll never agree to that. So that's all he needs to do, diba? But yun nga eh. Banned din sa India. Banned din sa India. I was checking it sa India the other week. Parang ban pala dito for national security reasons. So, buti pa yung mga ibang demokrasya dyan eh. They know what's going on, and malakas talagang I wanna ask you, Mark, on this, no, kasi you're right. In a way, I agree na mas reactive ang mga loyalist or BBM camp in terms of social media. Like, this is a great example. Sir Ronald, nakikita mo ba to?
Oh,
So,
nakita ko dati yan.
ito yung
Nakita ko yan.
AI na ginawa kay Martin.
May video pa niyan.
Oh, ito yung pangtapat ng kabila. Si Sarah, tapos 125 million ang note na gano'n na piatos. So, I mean, it shows that nakakatapat sila, but it's still the other camp who sets the tone, right? So, bakit Mark, napaka-reactive yung mga vloggers ng pro-admin? Or why are they not pushing the envelope in the other direction? Para mas magaling pa yung genuine opposition in the whole piatos thing. Mas nagkata-trending doon yung mga mga pink kaysa mga loyalist.
Magaling ka. Una, in terms of sa social media, yung mga vloggers and yung mga definitely mas magagaling yung nasa side ng mga DDS. Medyo obvious naman. Pero another one is yung subject is important din eh. Kumbaga, importante yung mga vloggers, yung mga nagsasalita, talking heads, social media strategists. Pero ang pinaka-important is yung subject mismo. Si Digong pag nagsalita, it's always parang pang trending Kumbaga it's always exciting, it's built for the social media age. So yun pag si PBBM on the other hand, gets ko naman mas statesman-like, mas pero minsan medyo boring, medyo instead of walang push So importante yung subject mismo Ganun din kay Romualdez. And as much as I support Speaker Martin Romualdez at yung mga ginagawa ng Kongreso sa Quadcom na yan at yung mga investigasyon na yan, sinusuportahan ko yan. Kahit yung mga ayuda, sama mo na. Pero kailangan yung how you project sa tao importante. Kailangan makikita ng tao yung may political will, may parang Tulfo. Yun mismo, yung Tulfo. Kaya nga Tulfo lang ang nakakatapat sa Duterte in terms of kasi it's built for social media. It's built for virality. Kung paano sila magsalita, paano sila humirit, paano sila magano. Importante yung subject. Importante yung kinukuhanan ng content. More than yung mga vloggers na nagsasalita, mga social media managers and strategists na gumagawa ng strategy. Mas madali on their end kapag yung subject mismo ang bawat salita nagva-viral. So yun yung nakikita kong kailangang i-improve pa.
Pero yun nga that's just, you cannot choose who you are, diba? Although there's always room for improvement and innovation and all. In short, you're saying is that the Dutertes were made for the social media age in ways that perhaps BBM would
Parang
not.
Trump sa Amerika, di ba?
Yeah, they have that populist touch.
So yun, mismo populist touch. Yun ang kailangan
Disruptive.
Literally destabilizing pa nga Sir Ronald, going back to you, it looks like Erwin Tulfo is sustaining his lead even if he is part of the admin. So if the admin is not very popular, how come Erwin is still maintaining that edge? And at the same time, like mukhang Willie Revillame, as you correctly, this is another thing you got correct based on our discussion. Willie Revillame is back very much within the winning circle based on the latest surveys we're looking at. That's quite interesting. And then, as you also said, delikado yung dalawa, yung kalaban ng kriminal at saka yung dating Ronald Llamas ni Digong na admin ngayon. Medyo delikado pa rin sila, no?
Yung Tulfo kasi hindi yung brand nila yung mas dominant Hindi yung nakalink ba sila sa admin, nakalink ba sila sa opposition, hindi yun yung napapansin Ang napapansin is the Tulfo brand. Ipatulfo mo. 'Di ba? Kahit saan
Why
pumunta
is Erwin higher than Ben? Hindi ba yung worry dati is magsisplit ng konti?
Dahil
And
mas matagal si Erwin Mas matagal siya, no? At meron siyang show, 'di ba? At deputy speaker siya, no? Mas yung projection niya
SWD secretary da.
mas nauna kaysa kay Ben Tulfo. Ikalawa, si Ben Tulfo ay hindi kasama sa admin, no? Kahit papaano nakadagdag ng kaunti kay Erwin yung pagiging admin. Si Ben Tulfo is independent. Kaya kung titingnan mo yung SWS survey, medyo kwan siya ron, number 6. No,
Six.
medyo bumababa siya ng konti. Tingin ko eventually that will take its toll kung ikaw ay kasama sa admin o hindi. Dahil yung admin ay napakalakas during the midterms, no? Kaya usually ang dagdag diyan 10-15% kung nasa admin ka. Except na lang kung ang admin ay Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. No? So, yun ay nakakadagdag kay Erwin. Pero kung titignan mo, kahit number 1 si Erwin, ay mas mataas siya dati in terms of percentages. Ngayon kasi 45 siya. Dati nagse-75 siya.
Yeah, but in the Pulse Asia, he's quite high. The Pulse Asia one is very high, but you're right. In the SWS is very low. So I'm not just sure it's one-to-one correct. Kasi mataas pa rin siya sa Pulse Asia, and I think also Okta. I have to double check that. But you're right. In the SWS one everyone is actually very low. Everyone's like parang mga 20+% lang yung iba Like the cut.
Tapos ako hindi ako sinama. Kanina ba pwede
Tapos hindi ka
magreklamo?
pa sinama. Exactly. Yun ang napansin ko sa SWS. Diba?
SWS, baka naman.
Pero Mark, marami ka na lang nalampasan. 'Di ba? Marami ka na lang nalampasan, 'di ba? Yung mga dating ahead sa iyo, nalampasan mo na ngayon. Tinitignan ko 'yun, tinitignan ko 'yun.
Si Sir Ronald, very protective sa'yo, Mark. Parang,
Siyempre, love na love ko yan si Sir Ronald
tinitignan ko yung mga dating ahead kay Mark. Ahead na siya ngayon sa kanila.
so,
Pero dati si Erwin, nagsa 75% yan no? Kahit dun sa Pulse, hindi na siya 75, no? Hindi na siya 75. At dito sa SWS, 45 siya.
so yun yung sinasabi ko na minsan may downside din na dalawang pangalan ng tumatakbo na pareho.
Kaya ang tinitignan mo, hindi lang yung ranking Tinitignan mo kasi yung percentages Bumababa yung absolute numbers, no?
Lahat naman sila bumaba. But generally, it looks like the admin is not doing too bad and the Team DDS is not doing very well, right? Medyo alanganin si Bato. Bato is very much just a point or two
At
above.
si Aimee. Aimee
also. Aimee is definitely, yun nga so Aimee and Bato are medyo alanganin. And Kiko is very much within the range. He just needs a point or two and he's tied essentially with Bato and Aimee, no? So, and then Bam is still within top 20. So Kiko's almost there and Bam is kind of top. No, and Bam is around what 17-18%, 21% si Bato. I mean that's 2 or 3%. Everyone is so low kasi sa SWS yung highest.
But waiting on the wings si Abalos at saka si Camille. No, waiting on the wings siya. Kaya tingin ko
Camille mataas siya, pasok siya. Pasok siya sa SWS.
Sa start ng campaign.
Bago daw kasi, bago.
Bubuhusan yung dalawa. Bubuhusan ng mga pilyar si Camille, bubuhusan ng admin si Abalos, no? Kaya baka ang pinagtatalunan na lang diyan 1 or 2 slots, no? 1 or 2 slots.
Very tight.
Ito din Richard, Sir Ronald, ano ko na din kasi napag-uusapan. Nandun na tayo sa number 18 Pag lumagpas ka pa ng konti, mga 19, 20, 21, yung mga kaibigan natin sila Willie Ong, sila Bosita, yan yung mga internet social media dabarkads natin na tumatakbo din. Kaso wala silang pang TV commercial. Is there a way kaya, Sir Ronald, pag yung mga gano'n, nasa number 18, 19, 20 ka na, para makapasok doon sa Magic 12? When you're like Doc Willie, na sikat sa online, Bosita, you're famous online. Yun yung iniisipan ko din, paano kami makakapagtulungan para meron man lang isa sa kanila makaabot doon sa 12
Pinoy was number 18. Nung lumabas yung kanyang TV ad, nalagot ako sa nanay ko, tumaas siya sa number 4, number 5. No? So depende rin kung anong maganda ba yung ad mo No? Medyo nakarelate yung mga Pinoy dun sa lagot ako sa nanay ko. Dahil lahat tayo ay raised by our mothers, di ba? Lahat tayo takot sa ating nanay. Medyo na-clinch ni Pinoy yun So depende kung ano yung kwan mo.
Pero television ad pa rin. Kung hindi sila magta-television, parang ang hirap makaano.
Nung panahon na yun, syempre mas dominant pa rin ang
TV. Dominant, no?
Ngayon, lesser na, pero dominant pa rin. No, dominant pa rin ngayon. Ibig sabihin, kung ang social media nandyan ngayon, pero hindi pa tested Hindi pa siya tested Na yan ba ay mag-deliver sa iyo para manalo? Ngayong election na ito yung test case
Yun na nga yung magandang example si Willie Ong nasa 18, 19 pa rin, although yung kanyang social media napakalakas. Si Bosita napakalakas sa amin sa social media, pero yung awareness niya sa Pulse Asia number 36% lang eh. So, umaga sobrang sikat na sa amin yun sa social media. Pero sa overall, 36% lang. So, ang laki pa nung ano niya, parang awareness niya umabot sa
Actually,
90-80% eh.
mas mataas ba si Doc Willie Ong noong 2019?
Mm.
No? Mas mataas pa si Doc Willie Ong kaysa kay Jinggoy at saka kay Marojas at saka
Oo.
kay Bam Aquino noong 2019. No? Kaya siguro ngayon dahil nagkasakit siya, baka yung mga ibang mga tao ay nakaapekto yon, no? Doon sa preference. I'm not too sure dahil wala naman akong data para i-breakdown kung ano ba yung
You
dahilan.
need focus group discussions, FTGs ang kailangan mo for that
Tsaka
also.
yung longer survey papers. Usually kasi yung mga papers na yan, mga more than 200 yan wala naman tayong hawak ngayon ang
Yung mga
nahawak
soft
lang natin.
data,
Ang iniisip ko sana bubuo kami as a group as a parang bagong slate or third slate para lang yung media coverage, yung media attention mas kasi pag paisa-isa kami syempre yung media hindi they will go either sa Duterte side o sa admin side. Pero kung magkakasama kami mga independent,
parang dispensables, gawa kayo ng parang Justice League nyo.
Halimbawa,
Oo,
noong 2022 elections, pwede mong kunin yung 300 pages mahigit ng Juni Lilo survey. Pwede mong kunin yung 250 pages ng Pulse at SWS. No? Ngayon, wala tayong hawak na ganun Para maunawaan mo, ano ba talaga yung determinant? Bakit ganito yung lumalabas na resulta? Sa ngayon, na nakikita natin are all summaries. Tapos nung nakaraang eleksyon, talagang may may weekly focus group discussion para nako-complement yung resulta ng surveys.
Now let's talk about obviously the other breakout figure of the year, no? I mean, on one hand, si Raffy Tulfo was able to sustain yung kanyang position as the leading or at least tied for the leading candidate. Mukhang, Sir Ronald, no, pag sinama natin yung mga ibang surveys na hindi published, Raffy's ahead now of Sara, no? We can confidently say that, no? Kasi doon sa publish ng Pulse Asia and even SWS, almost statistically tied sila ni Sara But you would think Raffy has kind of cemented that position as the front runner now for 2028.
Alam, Big R, dahil parang ang naglabas lang ng presidential preference, Okta Naglabas ba
Meron Pulse Asia. Meron. Statistically tied. Statistically tied. One or two.
Ang nakikita ko kasi approval ratings Iba yung approval ratings sa presidential preference No? Ang nakita ko pa lang na presidential preference ay Okta. Medyo nagkwampa sila ngayon, nagdebate sila dahil parang masyadong maaga na maglabas ng presidential preference 3.5 years
Pulse Asia already did it, so I think it's the name of the game. Obviously, as Mark was correctly saying kanina,
unless commissioned yan. Ibig sabihin private yan na inilabas. Paano yung public, yung for public consumption, wala akong nakita.
Yeah, yung Pulse Asia meron. It's for public, you can see that. Yeah. So kaya interesting. I think more ahead si Tulfo sa Okta kaysa sa Pulse Asia because Pulse Asia was
sa Okta kasi 34% at 35 si Sara was 34. Lamang siya. Statistically tied sila. Nawala ka Richard.
Having said that, what is Raffy getting right so far, and what are the things he should be worried? I mean, obviously getting right in the sense that he's avoiding talking about the whole unit team conflagration. He's just focusing what he has to focus on. But at the same, if two more Tulfos go to the Senate, one of them tops the race, couldn't he face competition from one of his brothers for 2028? And couldn't that or an embarrassment of riches backlash situation?
Well, the only way to stop